Kevin Tharp here, continuing on the lab for the data security and privacy. So, what we're talking about is the location history that's associated with your Google account. If you have that turned on and you're logged into your Google account, it's tracking you wherever you go. And one of the things that that allows you to do is to go in and see that data. And that's what analytics is all about, is the ability to look at data. And so I'm actually going to go into the Google Maps timeline and I'm going to see my own personal data. So if I scroll all the way out here, what you're going to be able to see is that there is a lot of data about me. In 2009, I made the decision that I was going to step into the Google data world and I was going to understand how all this works. And so I wasn't going to try and hide my data from Google. And so they have got a location history of me, of where I've been, anytime I've had location history turned on since 2009. So from 2009 to 2022, that is available for me or for Google and however they decide to use my data. That is available for them to look at. So if I squeeze in here, I was in the Puerto Vallarta region of Mexico just at the beginning of the semester here that I'm recording this. And I went to a little town called San Pancho. It's called San Francisco. That's the technical name. And sure enough, I had my phone with me and it tracked what I was doing while I was there. So if I click on this particular data point, what you're going to see is that it tracked me all over the place. So all of the walkings that I did, this happens to be on January 13th, 2022. It tracked where I walked all day. And I walked all day. It could probably tell you exactly how far I walked that day. But there's all this data that talks about where I was at. So this is data that I have allowed to be out there. If I decide that I no longer want this to be out there, then what I can do is I can go back to manage my location history and I can start to turn off that history or delete it, delete specific days, all of that. So that's one of the things that is out there. Is there is just a ton of information that is about out there about you if you have chosen to have this kind of information turned on. So that's one of the big places to check, especially if you're using one of those location tracker things. If you jog, if you play Pokemon Go, if you use any of those um, devices that track where you're out, if you're logged on to Google, or I'm guessing the same thing if you're connected to Apple, though I'm not as versed in the Apple world. Um, it's got that. And so you have to decide if you want that data out there or not. It can be useful. So the other thing that I've got here is within my phone. So like I said, I'm in the Google world. I use Android phones and I think from the very beginning. Um, and so what this does is this is a screenshot from inside of my phone. And this will, if you go into the settings, it's going to give you access to see your privacy, your security, your location. So I've got 28 apps that have access to location. I turn that on and off by app if I don't want an app tracking my location. And then there's passwords, accounts, digital well-being, which tracks how long you're using your phone. Interesting tool to take a look at. And you can control how long you're on specific apps, anything. Anyway, this is another thing that I would like you to do is go in and look at your phone and see what your settings are. That's what it looks like in the Android. Again, that's under the settings. In the iPhones, I honestly can't tell you exactly where to set it, but if you do a iPhone security and general settings, you can get to a tutorial that shows you where to find that. And so It looks like it's under settings. Yep, on the home screen, and then it goes into the information will be in there, and what you're going to be looking for is the different settings that you can use to control your access, your security, and whatnot. And so, for those of you that are my students watching this, what you're going to do after you've done this security checkup of going through your different platforms and looking to see what they know about you, taking control of it however you choose, is that's going to be the focus of our discussion for this discussion. And so either pick, I want you to reflect on what you've learned in this and talk to us in your video about either some particular platform that you found revealing or something that you found revealing. So I want you to reflect on this process of going through and doing a security setup for your own data, where you are learning how to take control of what information you provide and what information they have access to when we're dealing with being the point of digital consumers and data producers. That's all I've got for now. Talk to you later. Bye bye.